Lately, I've been talking about how there's a massive schism in the left. And obviously for a very long time, a large part of my focus on that schism has been talking about woke scolds, those people who have insanely abusive mindsets. They're usually massive narcissists who think themselves very morally righteous and use virtue signaling and, scolding wokely, as the name would imply, in order to sort of leverage their abusive will on others while also looking like they are engaging in a morally righteous action in doing so. This is, of course, like a really, really fucked up type of behavior. This caused Lindsay Ellis, for example, to leave the internet. For those that don't remember, Lindsay Ellis, big lefty media review YouTuber, she made a tweet, a single tweet, about how she felt there were a lot of similarities between Avatar: The Last Airbender and this, like, new animated movie called Raya the Last Dragon, or Raya and the Last Dragon. Lefty Twitter jumped down her throat calling her a racist, and very, very shortly after, she found herself having stomach ulcers from stress. She was drinking blood, as she said, and she left the internet, and now she just makes content on Nebula. So no more Lindsay Ellis on YouTube, guys, because of woke scolds. That was kind of a thing that we've all just sort of forgotten about. I assume you guys were around and remember back in the day before ContraPoints, like, joined the anti-Vosh train. Back when every time Contra would upload a new video, no matter what the topic, no matter what happened, there was a horde of woke scolds who would cancel her. And the funny thing was, they wouldn't just cancel her for the videos, they would just read the scripts. They would deliberately only read the scripts of her videos which she made public and not watch them, because they wanted to be able to clip out particular sentences and phrases with no tone or intonation to try to pull them out of context. Because if you take ContraPoint sarcastically saying something problematic, you know that that's not her saying it in a meaningful way. So what they would do is read her scripts and then clip out the bits from her scripts. And they would cancel the fuck out of her every single goddamn time. Oh yeah, Buck Angel read a line once. It was basically from that point onward, every video she did, she would get canceled. Wait, but you're losing so much info because so much is aesthetic? Yeah, no. That is on purpose, on their part. They hated her. They hated ContraPoints. They despised her. And they wanted any excuse to be abusive towards her. So they wouldn't even give her the, benefit of the doubt of watching the video and hearing her tone when she says things. They refused to do that and instead would just sort of read her scripts to hear the exact words and, disregard any tone that could have an impact on whether or not, that should be taken seriously, I don't know. I feel like with ContraPoint's videos, there was a lot of sarcasm, so trying to cut that away from the videos to try to make every sarcastic thing she says sound serious seems pretty dishonest to me. But a while after, she joined the anti-Vosh train, and now that doesn't happen anymore. Hell, she hasn't really uploaded, I don't really think, since her video against Vosh, so who knows, maybe that'll change whenever she uploads her next video. Anyway, most of that aside, though, something that I found interesting through all of this was that if you look to the core of the woke scold sphere of lefty online communities, you'll find that the core most separation is between tankies and those that are not tankies. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but, most of the woke scolds are tankies. And the main reason they hate the people that they cancel isn't because they think they're problematic or right-wing or bigoted. It's because they think that they're fake leftists. And then from there, they weaponize identity politics to try to make it seem as though their qualm with these content creators, including myself, is not with the fact that I don't support genocidal imperialistic regimes that call themselves communists. Instead, it's I'm a problematic content creator who, doesn't understand the blah 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 and the blah blah blah. You could think of a million different things they say, and it, weirdly enough, all comes back to some weird pro-tanky shit at the end of the day, doesn't it? And I've grown to realize at the end of the day, the whole tanky, the whole woke skull, non-woke skull divide really comes down to the tanky, non-tanky divide. That's really where most of the conflict in the left resides, at the core of all of it. There are a lot of different types of tankies. Not all of them are id poll using woke skulls. Some of them are open about the fact that they are red fascists. One of them being Jackson Hinkle. You might know him as a friend of Infrared Haas, they were the two people who came together and founded the MAGA communism movement. MAGA communism? It's not a meme. It's not a joke. It's apparently a real thing. Basically, they're right-wing tankies, which all tankies are ostensibly right-wing. They're fake lefty, but they try to argue that they're left-wing. But here's the fun part. They are now literally pushing alt-right talking points. We've got a video here from Jackson Hinkle. It has 26,000 views in a week, which is honestly not great for a 267,000 subscriber channel, if I'm being honest. But the video's called "The West Has Collapsed." Oh, geez. Well, let's find out how the West has collapsed, guys. I don't want the West to collapse. I live there.
Is in a state of utter collapse. It is a clown show, and I am not overstating anything by saying that. If you don't believe me, take...
Is he trying to be like an American tanky Paul Joseph Watson? He's got like the same setup type thing going on as Paul Joseph Watson. He's also doing the same obnoxious sort of aesthetic, like general sort of intonation of the way he speaks, and sort of gets his... Yeah, he's got the cadence, right? I think he's trying to sort of do a PJW. He needs the map in the background, though.
Take a look at this right here. I mean, I saw this today, and I'm like, bro, come on. Come on. So, we have two pictures here. And this tweet blew up. 50,000 likes. This tweet blew up because it's all 100% true. So, this tweet right here shows Miss Universe...
On Elon Musk's Twitter, my tweet appealing to conservatives blew up because it's 100% true. Ah, yes, people agreeing with something that I said on a social media site means it's 100% true. That is not an uncommon way through which these people actually arrive at their opinions. They literally just want to be the winners of a popularity contest, while for some reason at the same time want to also feel like they are the underdog who's fighting against an overwhelming, powerful force. Wait a second, isn't that what fascists do?
Netherlands. Miss Universe Netherlands was just crowned today. Now, Miss Universe Netherlands, you know, I can only say so much about Miss Universe Netherlands on Twitter, but I think you get what I'm saying. That I didn't put the Netherlands flag next to Miss Universe Netherlands' name. Miss Universe Netherlands. So this is the West's, you know, quintessential woman beauty perfection, right? Miss Universe Netherlands, all right? So we got this flag right next to Miss Universe Netherlands. You know who this is, okay. And this is Miss Universe Russia on the right. This is my beautiful girlfriend. I love her so much. She's absolutely perfect. And she's my queen forever. So this is Miss Universe. So Russia understands beauty.
Is he claiming to be dating the Russian Miss Universe or something? What's the lore here that am I like not caught up? Does Jackson Hinkle get bitches or something? Am I out of the loop? Has he like started his Andrew Tate arc of like grooming women to try to make himself look like he's a baller? I think he's just simping. Okay, he might just be simping. Okay. I thought he was trying to start his Andrew Tate arc where he's like, ah, yes, look how many women I have, is sexually assaulting and sex trafficking them. I mean, listen, it's in character, all right? These types of dudes who try to flaunt how much how much money they have and how cool they are, do that sort of thing. The really weird thing is this guy tries to front himself as a communist, right? Like, not just a communist, but a hardcore communist, like a tanky, right? But at the same time, he does the whole Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Aiden Ross, Rice Gum style. Like, here I am. I remember there was a tweet. Holy shit. I remember there was a tweet that was posted by Infrared where it was him and Jackson Hinkle sitting on like a rooftop smoking cigars or something. And like Infrared was like, "Oh, I'm so wealthy. Look at me on my rooftop with my illegal cigars or whatever." Oh! Okay. This isn't good, chat. We might have to int that just to get that thing away from our spawn. We got the Mo Creeps and Weirdos and the Mo Creatures mod on right now, okay? And many other mods as well. Holy shit, it's fighting the sharks now. This game is revolutionary. And it was released 10 years ago.
West, this is their beauty, okay? And like, look at how they're coping in the chat, in the comment sections of this. Meanwhile, in Russia, it turned out that the husband of Miss Universe 2023, Natalie Oskar, is the billionaire Roman Bismillah, who is a whole business empire associated with the sale of building materials. One of Roman's firms was the sponsor of the competition. So they're trying to pass this. I mean, this is like 99% plastic. I don't even know what this is. This a human? I said, that's Miss.
I guess he's trying to get into like the he and Infrared started the MAGA communism thing, so I guess they're trying to get with the Andrew Tate like fuck women crowd. I'm guessing that's the angle they're going for now. Like, Jackson Hinkle has always been a grifter. He's kind of swung back and forth politically an insane amount in the time that I've known about him. His political evolution is literally just blatantly following the money wherever it takes him. So this doesn't so much surprise me from him, but it's interesting how so many tankies are actually getting behind this. I've actually seen like legit tankies and Nazis getting along just in the mutual agreement of hating liberal American, establishment. And a lot of people would say, "Oh, that's great. That means we can take on the establishment together." And it's like, no, that is not the end goal of fascists.
This is Russia 2023. That contest is for like older women. And yes, her husband bought the contest for her, just like he bought all her plastic surgery. However, Miss Russia 2023 is my girlfriend, who's pictured on the right. So these people are coping so hard. It's like the West is in a state of utter disrepair. Nothing can save it at this point. Only God can save it. Only the Orthodox Church can save it. We are living in a satanic cult as it currently is in this moment in time right now.
Oh, wait. Okay, so for a while, I'm sorry. I forgot. I fell behind on this guy's lore, but I've been reminded again, okay? I forgot. This guy took the God pill, and then he started posting shit like, in a sweat lodge right now, fighting masturbatory urges, keeping myself from fapping, semen retention day 14. Like he would unironically start posting shit like that. The fuck is this music? It goes hard, though. I think it's the game music. Yeah. The mod adds some boppin'-ass music.
We got this guy leading the charge, Joe Biden. I mean, did you guys see this clip of him? This is a clip of Joe Biden at the beach. They wouldn't let Joe Biden go in the ocean because,
he's the president?
he might, he can't swim really. So take a look at this.
Well, I'm guessing they wouldn't let Joe Biden go into the ocean because he's the president, and there's a limit to what the Secret Service allows the president to do when he's actively serving his term. Like, you guys know he can't swim? He was a lifeguard. Of course he can swim. He was literally a lifeguard. His specialty would be saving other people who can't swim. So no, he can definitely swim, but when you're the president, I mean, I'm not even saying this to retort to anything that Jackson Hinkle is saying. He's literally a deranged, like, Christ freak now. But, like, for those that don't know, the president actually has a lot of privileges as a person taken away from them. There's a lot of shit they just can't do while they're serving in office, particularly going anywhere alone and having any level of anonymity or privacy in doing so. Like, they can't just, like, throw on a hoodie and some sunglasses and a hat and go out to the store sort of, like, anonymous mode. Like, it's a whole thing. They basically live in the White House a lot of the time. Depends. Yeah. It depends on the, like, president. Obviously, Trump spent a lot of time golfing and in Mar-a-Lago, but even there, it was decked out with Secret Service. And so there's tons of stuff that presidents just aren't allowed to do while they are actively serving as the president. So, yeah. Also, I don't know if I actually don't know whether or not the president's allowed to swim in the ocean or not. But, like, what's the point here? Is it like Biden isn't swimming, the West has fallen? I guess he's trying to appeal to, like, Christo-fascist boomers and, like, Biden-hating Zoomers, so I suppose anything Joe Biden bad, even if the joke or the jab doesn't really make any sense at all, will get their attention and make them clap like seals. So just Biden bad. Endless applause follows.
Tell me, would you rather have the guy on the left as your president leading your country or the guy on the right leading your country? Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin? Just tell me in the comment section. Tell me in the live chat. Who would you rather have?
The holiday photo call. Every leader does one. No one else does them shirt off, fish in hand. Welcome to Vladimir Putin's summer break in Siberia. These state pictures designed to boost the president's popularity. The strongman image central to his sky-high ratings among Russian people. He found time for open water swimming.
I like how Jackson Hinkle's actively showing a news article talking about how what we're witnessing is Putin notoriously staging photos to make himself look like a tough badass. And you've got Jackson Hinkle here like, yeah, look what a tough badass he is, while playing a news story about how we're looking at fake or, like, staged scenarios to make Putin look like a badass.
In the freezing mountain lake. Driving machines at speed. And spearfishing. A Kremlin spokesman quoted as saying the president chased a particular pike for 2 hours before, of course, snaring it.
So base. Joe Biden could literally never. Even when he was a young man, Joe Biden...
Okay, so here's him trying to appeal to, like, your average Groyper Zoomer type. Like, I don't know if you've really spent a lot of time around your average obnoxious, like, internet Zoomer Nazi, but if you, like, watch any right-wing podcast show where they allow callers to call in, you will hear that level of, like, cadence and vibe coming off of their voice and their demeanor, exactly as you just heard him speak. Like, so based, man. Putin based, bro. God, I genuinely hate these people. I really, really do.
Biden could never.
Joe Biden
like, you're
could
seriously
never,
going to
bro.
tell me that you choose Joe Biden over Vladimir Putin? Are you kidding me? What?
Yes, I care about policy.
Have a recurring theme. In the past, we've seen him.
Believe it or not, Jackson Hinkle, I actually care about, policies and the beliefs of the person and the actions of the person running the country I live in. Not their staged photo ops made to make them look good. You're just, like, demonstrating how easily you fall for propaganda. You're watching it like a news segment that debunks the propaganda and falling for the propaganda that's being debunked. Well, obviously, I guess he's trying to debunk the debunking or something, but he's not really doing much debunking. He's just kind of dick-riding Putin. He seems just like he's just a little gay for Putin right now.
Him topless on a horse, rock climbing, even arm wrestling someone at a summer camp. On this latest vacation, though, he even brought his defense minister along for some man-to-man bonding time. The holiday.
So,
You're about to hear something very gay.
I mean, Donald Trump is, like, kind of base. I think he's pretty base in a lot of ways. In some ways, definitely not. But I think he's pretty base. Like Donald Trump's.
Why is he trying so hard to talk like a 15-year-old Zoomer groiper? Isn't he like 38 years old or something? Isn't this dude like 49 or something? Like, isn't this guy practically on his deathbed? Why is he trying so hard to sound like a 15-year-old groiper? Zan, he's 23? Holy shit, I'm older than him. That's actually very unfortunate for him. I'm gonna be honest, looking at him, he looks more like he's into his 30s, my dudes. Jesus. Bro, he looks like he's 50. You know who's actually aged pretty well? Paul Joseph Watson. Paul Joseph Watson is almost 50. Did you guys know that? Paul Joseph Watson's like 48 years old. He might actually be drinking adrenochrome. If that guy thinks adrenochrome is real, we might need to listen. I'm not even joking. Look up Paul Joseph Watson's age. You will be surprised. He's only 41. Okay, not close to 50. Sorry, but yeah, 41's still, you know, like he looks like he could be like early 30s, maybe even late 20s, but aging not fantastically. Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson's 41 years old. That is a crazy thought. Isn't it wild how many of these people are literally, like, in some cases, my mom's age, trying desperately to use, like, bizarrely, like, what's the term for it? Uncanny valley, sort of struggling attempts at sort of capturing the meme culture that Zoomers have to appeal to them for their political propaganda. Like, they do all of the synthwave shit, and they try their hardest to sort of use terminology and reference memes that are popular with Zoomers and the youth right now as a way of getting them involved with right-wing politics. But when you think about it, in the age of these people, it's so embarrassing. It's literally hello, fellow kids. But the sad part is, yeah, it's literal youth pastor vibes. He's like, yo, we're rocking for Jesus, bro. Like, it's literally on that tier. But because they're on the internet, and I guess people think that YouTubers online have opinions that are unique from anything they could hear anywhere else or figure out on their own if they had enough experiences or thought about it enough. Like, I'm gonna be real, guys. Like, nothing I say on my show is gonna be, like, revolutionary, right? Like, my goal is just to basically dispense knowledge that I learned to be the truth to you guys and hopefully save you all a lot more, like, a lot of time of having to research and maybe provide some extra entertainment along the way. But, these people want you to just listen to what they say and adapt every word of it to your worldview and not allow anything that shakes that worldview to get through. You'll notice, by the way, that most conservative content and tanky content of this sort focuses around the idea of basically trying to dehumanize and strawman lefties into different stereotypes and groups and niches. Right? The idea is to try to make it so that if you see someone say cultural appropriation, if you see someone say, sexism, if you see someone say racist, if you hear someone call someone else a Nazi, that you should immediately turn your brain off and stop listening to them because they're an SJW. Or that was what it was back then. Now it's they're woke, right? And it's just the same line of propaganda over and over and over and over again. And it's just gotten tired at this point, if I'm being honest. It's genuinely just gotten tired.
He's old. He's very old. He's like 80. He still goes golfing, right? He's not physically fit, but he still can golf. I don't know. I just, you see these videos of Putin and stuff. Like, Putin is just so base, and he's like a normal human being, all right? Like, look at this, too.
This was 2 weeks ago, by the way, as Putin is actively invading a sovereign nation and attacking their civilians. Let's not talk about that. Look how based he is, bro. Soy! I don't really know what else there is to do but cringe at this. This is, like, actually painful. Your UK geography triggers me, Zan. Scotland is in Britain. Britain is England, Scotland, and Wales. The UK is Britain and Northern Ireland. Thank you. I have no idea what any of that means, but I think that, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales should all destroy England, and Britain should all be an equally four-way sliced cross-section of land, all distributed among Northern Ireland, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Thank you. Imagine, like, Northern Ireland getting to have a quarter of the British Isles. Wouldn't that be dope? Tell me that wouldn't go hard. Any Welsh? Any Wales in here? Any Wales peoples in here who are like, yeah, hell yeah, give us that whole quarter of the British Isles? Well, if you're Welsh in here, what would you do if you had a quarter of the British Isles? Cornish feeling left out right now? Listen, we'll make sure every group that land belonged to, that the British we need to basically just dissolve all of the British Empire entirely and just redistribute all of the land to the people who owned it before from the British. We hate the British here. And you know why we hate the British here? It's because we love birds. And we also need to put a lot of effort into restoring the bird populations that the British destroyed in all of their colonization in the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, my land back arc, but only for British colonization. Only the British and the French, which is most of it. Just the British and the French. I hate them in particular. I'm mean-spirited today, guys. I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm sorry.
You're gonna tell me that this is not your guy?
If he's not horseback riding topless, fishing topless, or shooting, well, topless, Russia's action man president is working out down the gym.
That first shot wasn't even a Putin.
President Vladimir Putin was seen working out alongside his Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev at Putin's gym in Sochi.
I wonder how Jackson Hinkle would reply if you followed this up with a video of Obama in the White House's gym doing his, like, everyday morning workout. Like, you guys know that Obama was really fit and would work out every single morning at, like, 5 a.m. in the White House's built-in gym. So does that mean Obama is based because Obama would work out and he was physically fit? Does that mean, like, super establishment Democrat Obama was fucking based, bro? I think he thinks Obama is based. We can only assume that he thinks Obama is based for these reasons. Swolbama.
After all that working out, the pair enjoyed breakfast and tea on the porch.
That's a little gay.
Eating steak for breakfast. Mega based. Mega based.
How quaint.
Okay. I'm sorry, but the fact that most of his commentary so far has been mega based, and you guys can tell how like clearly he's putting on an he's putting on a character, right? People watch this? No, not really. Jackson Hinkle really blew up around, like, maybe a year ago, I'd say. But he's really fallen off lately. This video in 2 weeks has gotten 26,000 views, which is really bad for a channel that has as many subs as he has. His viewer count has really dropped off. He's kind of become pretty irrelevant lately. He's sort of desperately flailing for relevance now, so we're just kind of making fun of a falling in irrelevance YouTuber who's decided to ping-pong ball from every political ideology under the sun to follow the money, settled on this, and it doesn't really seem like it's bringing the money because he's just not an interesting guy. He doesn't have any, like, anything genuine to him. Like, you guys will complain about how hard-headed I could be about my opinions all the time, but that's entertaining. And that reminds you, like, I guess, like, sort of, like, reminds you guys that, like, I'm not, like, just trying to please you all. The fact that I'll ban a bunch of people in chat who are having stupid or outright morally reprehensible takes in a situation, right? Like, I would rather have an audience that's smaller, filled with people that not necessarily agree with me. It's not that they have to agree with me. It's that I want them to be capable of like, morally and logically sound thought. So, for example, I'll get, like, a comment in one of my video comment sections where it'll be like, someone will say, you did a really good job with this video, Zan, and I agree with what you said, but I really, really like insert YouTubers' content. They're literally a god to me, and nothing will ever change that. Like, if you like, I've had people comment stuff like that below my videos, and I'll just be like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna instantly ban you from the channel, because somebody whose thought process is that, I don't want you thinking about anyone or me that way, you know, and being in my audience. So it's stuff like that where I'm just like, I'm fine alienating or outright culling those people from my community for the sake of sort of cordoning off the toxic elements that I really don't like. This is a really good seed, Glacier. I haven't played on it in a really long time. It's even better when you've got the extra mods, though. A lot of shit's dying that drops seeds here.
And I believe it's called cha in Russia, not tea. British propaganda outlet.
Both the Russian
British
president
propaganda
and Prime Minister
outlet.
are always keen to show off their sporting prowess, particularly Vladimir Putin. Following a meeting with the Indian Prime Minister last month, Putin said he was planning on giving yoga a try. It wasn't yoga this time, though, and
Yogurt?
amazingly, the president opted to keep his shirt on, pumping iron in a white t-shirt and gloves. Putin even had some words of wisdom for the Prime Minister before calling it a day and heading to the barbecue.
Like, it's just so base, you know? And I always say this.
Okay, I need Sherry to go over this video and put on a counter for every time he's said it's just so based, and that has been his response to anything. No wonder this guy's channel has fallen off so hard. He's not even good at making arguments that are appealing in regards to this worldview, you know? Like, normally people who believe this shit, they're appealed to because of some, you know, level of... So, for example, Andrew Tate appeals to the fact that men, in particular now, are pretty fucking lonely in regards to relationships. Not sexual ones necessarily, but relationships across the board. A large part of this is due to COVID. I think that a lot of Zoomers have taken for granted the fact that if you turned 21 or 18 anywhere between 2019 and now, you've basically had your early 20s and the more fun years of your life sort of stolen from you by this pandemic. It's a sad reality, but it's kind of, it's like really true. Particularly early on. I turned 21 in like the midst of the pandemic and I moved to California. Every bar in the state was closed. Right? Like you could get you couldn't get a drink to go. Like, you can't get a drink to go anywhere, obviously, and they weren't allowing restaurants to open, so, like, every bar was closed. So I couldn't go out and get a drink at a bar on my 21st birthday just for the hell of it. Like, that opportunity was just completely ripped from me because I happened to turn 21 during the peak of COVID. This has happened to so many Zoomers in my generation. That non-existence of like that early on experience of going out to party with your friends, going to the bar, those basic social experiences you get in college or you get out with your high school friends after you graduate. Like these are things that were basically taken from an entire generation because of this pandemic. And I think that's played a massive part in all of this, you know? Another big part of it is school. Something that you'll notice, because I know some of you are in school, something you'll notice is most of you, 99% of you, will not talk to 99% of the people you met and befriended in high school past a week after high school ends. I talk to nobody from back then anymore. I've had some of them reach out, particularly after finding out I've become like a big YouTuber now. And I just become nervous to reply, you know, not because there's like any reason to be nervous. It's just like, I don't know whether or not I was friends with you because we got along and I actually, you know, like we were friends, or because we were just kind of forced into a situation where we became friends of circumstance, right? So I'm wondering if like a lot of the at-home schooling has played a big part in a lot of younger guys feeling as though, insofar as friendships and relationships, like their dating pool and their friendship pool is really small because they're not being forced into those real-life situations where they're being made to make friends or be just completely bored and alone. So you're just kind of like pushed to make friends. That, like, a lot of you guys made your friends in school because otherwise you'd just be bored. You had to make friends. So like everybody, you'll get approached and you'll accept that approaching, or you'll approach other people. It's just how it goes, right? But now everyone's cordoned in their house. They're just kind of like acting like neats. And listen, I do that too. but it makes socializing a lot harder. Granted, I have an easier go of it because I'm a YouTuber. Like, if I just didn't add everyone in my server and hopped in VC, I could talk to 100 people right now. But, like, that's not everybody. Most Zoomers don't even have, like, a dedicated, really close friend group they have on Discord. Some of you might. I do, but not everyone does. And so, yeah, loneliness is becoming more common, I think. And I don't think it's because of the internet. I think it's in large part due to COVID. I think that took a lot of people's... I think that's not necessarily stunted the development, but sort of set back the character development is what I'll say. Not development, but character development of a lot of Zoomers by a little bit. Just kind of set it back a little, if that makes sense. Do you guys feel like I'm onto something here? Yeah, anyway, like, a lot of chuds will appeal to that fact. The fact that so many young men are feeling lonely and, you know, disaffected and, you know, sort of hopeless as of late, and appeal to that as a way of feeding them misogynistic propaganda as a solution to their problems. This guy isn't offering fascism or tankyism as a solution to any broad demographics problems. He's just kind of trying to chill propaganda, but it's not for anyone. This is just propaganda for people who already believe in the propaganda. Like, this only really flies with tankies. I'm not seeing a lot of people falling down the tanky rabbit hole. It happens, but it's more of an age-related thing where you get, like, either the 13-year-old Nazi or the 13-year-old tanky, right? Zan, this happened to me when I had to leave college for medical reasons. I only seem normal because COVID did it to everyone else. Yeah. But, like, when you really think about it, if you look at the experience of being, like, a college-age person literally a year before COVID, it was so much different than it is now post-COVID. And during COVID, it's really changed the world in ways that people have just gotten so used to that you don't even think about it anymore. And of course, you've got conservatives demanding that you don't talk about the ways in which it's changed things, otherwise that makes them look bad. Did I do two? Did I legit do two fucking furnaces? I'm an idiot.
But it is real. You know, I work out every day, sometimes twice a day. I eat steak, pretty much only steak, chicken and steak. And
good luck, man.
You know, 99%
Actually,
of your
not good luck to you. Good luck to your asshole.
problems in life will be solved if you simply go to the gym. Like, if Joe Biden was physically fit, we would have a way better country. If Joe Biden...
Jesus Christ. Okay. So people like this try to take a true statement such as, many of your problems will likely be fixed and or, more likely or, alleviated by going to the gym and improving your physical health. This isn't an arguable, nobody disagrees with this fact. So he'll take that, something that the vast majority of people think is completely no one disagrees with that. Now, obviously, Jackson Hinkle doesn't do this as well as Andrew Tate, and he'll try to say, yes, so that will solve all of your problems. Eat an all-meat diet and work out a lot, and all of your problems will be solved. Also, this would have made Biden a better president somehow. Him working out would have made his policy opinions better, I guess. This is what happens when your brain only cares about the culture war as far as politics are concerned.
Was physically fit, he would be mentally fit, and we'd have a way better country. If you're depressed right now, go to the gym and come back and talk to me after you go to the gym. Like, get a six-pack, get a nice chest, get some nice arms, and talk to me after the fact. I can almost guarantee you're not going to be depressed anymore if you get a six-pack and you get physically healthy, okay? Because that's just everything.
So, in case you guys don't know, working out releases shit tons of endorphins in your brain, and the act of working out makes you happy. I mean, like, if you've ever, for example, like, gone to the gym after a really long stint of not working out, that's when you'll feel it the most. it makes you feel happy afterwards. If you start your day with a workout, you will feel happy for the rest of your day. This is because the physical act of working out, of pushing your muscles to the limit, of working your body and your cardiovascular system to the limit, releases a lot of chemicals in your body that makes you feel happy. It makes you feel alert, and it makes you feel just generally in a positive mood. And if you start your day with that, you'll feel like that all day. This is absolutely true. Not only that, but if you improve your physical fitness, you're probably going to look better by your own standards and by a lot of other people's standards too. All of these things will contribute to alleviating a ton of factors that contribute to depression. However, depression is not just being sad. A lot of people are depressed about things, but that's not necessarily depression. We use the term depressed about blank or depressed about whatever as synonymous with depression medically. Being sad about a negative event happening in your life doesn't mean you're depressed necessarily. It can just mean that you're sad. A lot of people are sad about their current situation with their physical health, with their relationships, with their whatever it may be. And working out can help to alleviate symptoms of many of these things, which is why he's trying to tell you that if you've ever seen any of those results, then it must be that working out simply fixes all of your problems, fixes depression, and that's all you need. This is basically the Keemstar tweet where he says depression isn't real. If you're sad, just drink a beer. That's what works for me. And then like that very next Christmas, he tweeted that he hit a dog driving home on his way back home on Christmas Eve. Hit a dog and killed it while driving. I wonder why. I wonder why he hit a dog while driving on his way home on Christmas Eve. I wonder what might have made that happen. Sorry.
It's just everything.
Hi, Holly.
You know, why is it that Putin is so base and he's also like probably the most physically fit leader out there?
Uh-huh.
It's correlation and causation. It's both. You know, it's both. So go to the gym, be like Putin, go to the gym. In fact,
be like Putin.
Why are you
okay.
not listening to my stream at the gym right now? When I'm at the gym, I'm always listening to a stream. Sometimes I listen to music.
I listen
if, like,
to music,
I need
motherfucker.
I need an extra pump, but like, I'm usually listening to podcasts.
There's
I'm
no
listening
bitch
to, like,
mode in the
Alexander
gym.
McCure-
Well, and there's no bitch mode in the gym. If you're listening to podcasts, it's while you're warming up and cooling down. When it's time to work out, you listen to music. It's time to get hyped up, I listen to the Doom soundtrack. Not the original Doom. The, like, Doom Eternal.
Or I'm listening to, Scott Calibrated. I'm listening to podcast, Tucker Carlson. That's usually what I do when I'm at the gym. Like,
of course you are.
You can get smarter and get healthier when you go to the gym.
You know what's crazy? Tucker Carlson, his text leaked where he outright admitted that he actively feels like he's selling his soul by continuing to defend Trump because he hates Trump so much, but he has to continue to toe the Republican GOP Fox News line because he's just a grifter and he has to keep his viewers happy. You guys remember during the Dominion lawsuit or whatever, where all that came out? These people just love other grifters, you know? Like, he looks up to the other people that do what he does, but way better than him. Like, although Tucker Carlson's really fallen off, his viewership since he became like a Twitter exclusive streamer or whatever, where he does his show just on Twitter now, he's really fallen off. Like, his viewership has tanked. Like, Tucker Carlson has gone from being the most watched person in all of America to now being practically like a nobody. Like, there are tons of YouTubers and streamers and content creators now that dwarf his viewership. Without Fox News and his show on like cable TV, he's basically just some random Nazi guy on the internet now. Any other just white nationalist talking head.
Get a six-pack, go to the gym, eat right, and you're gonna live like Putin and be base. That's my message for you tonight.
Okay, and he even does the Mimi Sigma male TikTok YouTube Shorts music for his outro. Isn't it crazy how someone can be so evidently playing a fake character? Like, isn't it crazy how someone can behave with such moral judgment, can engage in such morally judgmental behavior and rhetoric towards others, while at the same time so evidently playing a character where he'll try to make himself sound like a 14-year-old graper saying, "That's so base, bro." I can't even imitate it because I can't even do it. I would make myself cringe to death. I wouldn't be able to respect myself anymore. I don't know how these people sleep at night. I genuinely don't. Like, being able to sell your soul like this and continue to go on living is truly a skill I just don't have. I simply lack it.